When Grace got started back in 2000, and we came to Grace with a mission heart, totally, like I said, with a mission heart. And our biggest goal in that, or surrounding that, was number one, mission trips and outreach with folks in Haiti and in Mexico, and local missions, and with a lot of mission projects, so to speak, that were mainly hands-on. The mission dollars were secondary to hands-on, and that is my passion, is having people physically involved in going out and helping folks in serving Christ with your hands and your feet.
Well, I think from the very beginning, Grace has always had a very strong heart for missions. I mean, people were active in that before they came to Grace, and that was one of the things I think that attracted a lot of people to Grace.
As we leave this place and go on mission, we kind of let go, we kind of strip down of our titles. You know, we're not cheerleader, a football player, a class president, or any of those. We leave all those roles behind and our expectations, and we really kind of get down to that inner person, I think, and begin to bond. Sharing our hearts is what happens.
The heart for missions that exist at Grace has been reflected by just, again, how active people have gotten, whether it is Mexico or Haiti, or Jamaica, the youth group, or adults. Throughout the church, I think there's been a strong feeling that we needed to be involved in helping others, that we were so blessed, we have so much being here in North Raleigh, that we need to, you know, share God's blessings with others. And, you know, we went through some difficult financial times, and we had to cut back on some of the activities we do, but that heart was still there, that people were still involved. Even if we didn't have the financial resources, that didn't mean we didn't stop doing mission.
In 2007, 2008 time, our church started going through a really difficult time financially. A lot of people in their personal lives were feeling the financial crunch as well, so we were not unique in those troubles. And it was during that time that the Board of Elders had to start making some really tough decisions about using the giving that was being given at that time and using it to the best of our abilities. What we wanted to do, what we yearned to do, what we thought was just godly desire to do, the money was not there to do it. And it was torturous to have to make those decisions. I think by taking away the money and the resources, both in staff and financially, God gave us an open slate to do missions differently. Coming down to basically zero enabled us as a family to say, what does missions mean to us and how are we going to do this differently? Because the call on our life never changed. The call never changed on this family of Grace to be very missions oriented and very missions focused. So what we had to do was really pray, really get down on our knees and say, God, this is what we have. How do you want us to do it now?
So we're in the middle of budgeting season, and been meeting quite regularly, working on the operating budget for Grace, and that's very much black and white of expenses, income, and expenses. And the Finance Committee, we have some very out-of-the-box thinkers in the Finance Committee, and it's a pleasure working with them and working on the Finance Committee. And in a discussion we came back is that the heart of Grace and the heart of all believers is missions and giving back and being the hands and feet of Christ. And so an idea was birthed of why don't we take some of the money that that we need perhaps to have for a little cushion with the church and step out on faith and invest that into missions and ask the missions committee to move forward and to see what we can do about reviving our own hearts toward missions. And that the idea would be that that would generate, it would put our hearts in the right place. It would put opportunities for all of our congregation to get involved in missions, which we really have a heart for. And then also, as a result of that, it would bring our community together, being the hands and feet of Christ. So I'm really pleased that these ideas came from members of the Finance Committee, thinking about not just the expenses of the church, but what could we do with taking our funds, taking the money that we had available and reinvesting it into God's work with the understanding that that's in God's economy. Monies that we would need for operating the church would come back to us.
I think what excites me about us being in a position to do all this again is that God has prepared us for this time. I feel as if we almost had to go through the period of withdrawal, maybe not withdrawal, but retrenchment that we had. And now God has prepared us for bigger and better things and to really step out and test our faith more than we ever have before.
It was very, very exciting. Conversations of purely finances became very exciting about, that this could be the beginning of something that really was in the heart of what we should be doing for Christ and what we should be doing as a church.
There's a newfound sense of excitement here at church as John and Kelly come in. And I feel that there's almost a rebirth of our church. And part of that rebirth is, I feel, a rebirth in our mission and outreach program, which has always been strong here at Grace, but I feel is in for a renewed sense of purpose.
Jesus is alive and well here at Grace, in Haiti, downtown Raleigh, in Jamaica.
Looking forward, I've never been more excited about what's happening with mission. Some of that is just that after the period of not having money, we suddenly are going to have more to spend, which means we can leverage our efforts more and do more. But still, it's going to take people getting involved.
The world of need is endless. So we need to stop asking if we're called into missions. What we need to start asking is, where are we called? Where are we called, Lord? Where do you want us to go? Where do you want Grace Community Church, this family of grace, where do you want us to serve? And when you start asking that question, he's going to answer. And that's the excitement. That's the beauty, because the possibilities really are endless. And it's not about a single project. It's about a project, and then another project, and another project, and another project, and another person we connect with, and another person we share the gospel with. That's what it's about.